Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the Mesa Nerds. If you're new here, welcome. So glad to have you. This is going to be, as you can tell from the title, a complete overhaul of my Sunlit Plateau. I pretty much just started with clearing everything out that I didn't need and keeping things over here to the left that I did need. And you're going to see my mind change quite a bit. I tried to edit as much as I could out, but I kind of just went with how I was feeling. This build took me about 3 days to complete, but that's because I just did it in little increments as I had time and as I was playing the game. So there's a lot of editing and a lot of speed through here, but originally I was gonna have Stitch's house over here. But I decided I wanted to move Wally over here by the mine because I figured his truck could kind of be useful for that. And I moved his garden over here beside him. So we just kind of start with Stitch's yard. And you'll see that I'm putting just like random things that I feel like Stitch could play with, Lilo could play with. I hope we get Lilo in the future. I think we will eventually get Lilo in the future. If you think we will get Lilo, comment down below. I hope so. Anyways, there's always room for dreaming, right? So anyways, we are working on Stitch's backyard here. I originally planned to give him and Lilo like the pool, the swimming pool here, but it actually turned out being something totally different, and you'll see that in just a second. I like go off the rails with the with the pool. So I'm gonna put you on some music and let you enjoy the build. I'll be back in for commentary here and there, but it's pretty straightforward. So enjoy. Okay, so I start adding in this pathway, the Golden Opal Road. I felt like it was more of a tile that you would kind of see at like a pool, an indoor pool, an outdoor pool, I don't know. But this whole area I was really like happy with how it turned out, even though I didn't have an original plan for it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I tried to give it kind of a little dressing area back in the back, a little food court over there to the right, and then kind of a check-in here. You'd be like, hey, I have a pool membership, you know, show your ID, whatever. We have one of those here in town, so I guess that's where my inspiration came from. But let me know what you think in the comments. I can always take this down when Simba and Nala come if their houses are bigger than what I'm anticipating. But I definitely have a lot of room left in the Sunlit Plateau. It's a big biome. I didn't realize how big it was until I started like decorating. So anyways, I finish off with some fencing here, and that just kind of finishes up the community pool area. So then we go moving on to some vegetation, And as you can see, I have mini Casita back there in the corner. I do play around a lot with her placement and with vegetation and everything, but I decided to go ahead and put Wally's garden back up here with him as well. I think I put Vegetation by mini Casita about 2 or 3 times and just kept moving it and kept changing it. So this whole build took me about 3 days to complete. I don't know if I already said that or not. I'm sorry. I'm crazy tired, so excuse me, and I feel like I'm coming down with a cold, so I apologize for my voice. But anyways, back to the build. So just finishing up Stitch's yard here. I add in the blanket fort because I feel like that would be a fun outdoorsy thing for him and Lilo, and just a little bit more detail back there in his yard. And then I came over here and I started a little coffee bar. So I know Stitch's thing is coffee and the coffee beans, the coffee bean bushes. I really didn't have anywhere to put them, so I thought, why not have a coffee bar with the bushes in the back so they can harvest right there. It's fresh coffee, and that is kind of where this whole Sunlit Plateau overhaul just kind of took a turn for not just villagers' houses, but more of like a place to come, grab a cup of coffee, hang out, go to the pool side, you know, get a tan, that kind of thing. So I just really went all in with the coffee bar. I love coffee. I don't think we can be friends if you don't love coffee. No, I'm just kidding. I love coffee, so this was a really fun build. I'm just placing the bushes that I want to use here, and then I'm kind of playing with placement. I group things in 3. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I tend to, when I decorate, put things around in 3. Like, I don't have to cover every surface area, but I do have to cover like the corners and cover up the harsh edges. So I do go ahead and add in the bushes here to just kind of make the pathway feel like it is not curved necessarily, but at least filled in, I guess, if that makes sense. I think adding vegetation was my favorite part to this whole thing. It did take several attempts, but as far as the item limit is concerned, I do have a really good tip for you. Using these clusters that are already pre-built in the game, like from the Dazzle Beach, the tropical greenery, things like that, will really cut down on you using like a bunch of one item things. So like one tree versus a big cluster like this will really make a difference when it comes to your item count. So just keep that in mind when you're decorating. So I decided to move on to Wally's house. It did get a little foggy, so I apologize for that. But I just wanted to give him his little garden area. I don't know if it's the community garden or if it's his own little garden. I don't know, but I do try to check it every day, and I just drop off everything that I harvest in that chest. So I just have extra of all of the vegetation. Wound up putting several random things and some more vegetation as well around that. So oh, and I did put one of those tropical signs out front of the coffee bar as well. So Okay, so the final touches of this build were, of course, mini Casita. This is probably going to change, not going to lie. I really want to give Maribel like a little clothing shop up here in the Sunlit Plateau, but I just don't have enough of the fabric things from Scrooge, so crossing our fingers that Scrooge gets nice to me one day and gives me some of those Cinderella things that have to do with fabric and clothing and things like that. But I think it would be really cute to have a little shop up here, maybe over here to the side where I put her little lounge area. And then the last thing that I did was just create a path from her house across the bridge and then across the pond way, so you can walk to it from Wally's garden or from the bridge that is over there by the pool side. So that is the final touch, is the pathway, and then of course adding vegetation around the pathway so that it's not like square and looks a little funky. By the way, I love these ferns. I don't know if you have realized that you can walk over the ferns, but neat trick. You can place the ferns down in areas that you want to cover up corners and edges, and you can still walk over the ferns, so that's really helpful. So thank you, Disney, for giving us that. Really appreciate it. It makes decorating very easy and helpful and straightforward. Okay guys, so here are the final looks. We're going to take a little walk through, a look-see as to how it all turned out. This is the front of Mini Casita. Come down this pathway and around the pond over here. You've got Wally and his garden where you can harvest your crops. And over here and to the right we have Goofy's stall. He's selling goods outside of the coffee bar, or the coffee house. I don't know, the mud bar, whatever you want to call it. You can come in here and get a cup of coffee, sit down at a picnic table, lounge. I kind of love this area. This is probably one of my favorite areas that I've built so far in the game. And then you can go across the way and head to the community pool for some exercise, some lounge time. You can check in and go over here and sit down by the seaside, enjoy some music. Come over here and change your clothes. Got the lockers up so you can get into your swimsuit without anybody harassing you. And I don't know why I had Ariel following me around. I think it's because I dug for clay to finish the pathway. And then over here in the corner, we've got Stitch's house. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some inspiration for your Sunlit Plateau and what you can do. There's so much to do in this game. Decorating is just one of the many aspects of this game that I'm enjoying so much. I gave Stitch his own little repair station for his rocket ship there as well. And we can't forget about Scar. We do have Scar up there in the elephant graveyard. I figured I'd just leave him there. It works. Just added some extra vegetation so it's not as scary looking, you know, when you go up in here. Gave him a lounge rock that he can lay on, some waterfalls, you know, the works. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and comment below. It really helps the algorithm and for other people to find my videos as well. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.